up, offers a lot of control, but the win rate does kind of suffer. However, Leviathan, they start off with a second pick IO. Now, this could open up a lot of options for them, but Unknown, one of their options is going to be going for the Cancer build. They pick themselves the Venomancer.
That is going to be really, really hard to fight into. If you're Team Leviathan, you walk in and you know that your big, beefy core is going to get silenced up by the Doom right away, and then the rest of your heroes have to deal with that poison over from the Venomancer. So Team Leviathan, I don't know if they could really go for a team fight lineup against this, because this is just so punishing from Unknown.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to deal with, especially just the raw damage that they can output throughout the game. I'm interested to see, like, this IO pickup from Leviathan. It does give whoever you've got as the carrier the increased movement speed, which is very nice, but a Venomancer kind of hinders that. Not just kind of hinders that, completely hinders that. Between his passes, from the right click, between the Venomous Gale, it becomes so much to deal with, and for the moment, I don't know if they've got anything really to, work against that. Night Stalker's going to get picked up, though. This is one of these heroes that Leviathan picks up and has an incredible win rate with. I think it was something like 8-2 or whatnot, or just an 80% win rate for this guy. So Leviathan, they're grabbing a hero they're incredibly comfortable with, but I'm still interested to see where they're going to go with the IO pickup, who they're going to combo with. Is right now Unknown. They ban out a Jenkins here. They get rid of the Darkseer, who is someone I love to see on him. Batrider's still in the pool, though. I'm not sure they do that because Night Stalker doesn't seem to be playing a support role.
Yeah, Night Stalker is just so gross, can go after pretty much anyone on the side of Unknown right now, unless he gets up against Doom. Doom has a way to deal with him. But honestly, what do you think Unknown are going to pick into this?
I'm not sure. I mean, they started with the slow from Venomancer. The slow from Dazzle is going to be really great. The minus armor as well. They've got a very powerful dual support combination here, but they could really pick up nearly any carry they wanted to, and it would work out very well. And I'm talking, they could pick up someone like an anti-mage. They could pick TA right now if they really thought they could have the control with that. They could pick up a Wind Ranger, which could be good against someone like a Night Stalker or an IO especially. I would have maybe liked to see the Witch Doctor just because of an IO. It works incredibly well, but I want to see a Wind Ranger here now, especially with the Ember. But they're going to go ahead and pick up a Huskar. That's something that we don't see every day, but could be incredibly difficult to deal with if you're Team Leviathan.
Yeah, I'd actually like this Huskar pickup a lot, because if the Venomancer goes in, if there's a full-on team fight, Venomancer uses the ultimate, Huskar can just chase you down, and there's really nothing Leviathan can do. Ember Spirit, yeah, he could Remnant away, but even Night Stalker's move speed, once he's hit by that gross Venomancer slow, he's not going to get away that fast. Huskar can just throw arrows at you till you're dead.
Reserved.
Yeah, and it hurts it hurts so much too. If you get 3 or 4 on them, I don't know. It just you don't live through that. Ember Spirit might have an easier time with the Flame Guard, but even with, it's very difficult. You can see Team Leviathan, they get rid of the Templar Assassin because it offers so much for their lineup. They've got the slow from Veno, the minus armor from Dazzle. So getting rid of that is definitely, in my opinion, the right ban here, but there are still so many options for Unknown to run with. If with that TA banned out, it becomes a problem where, okay, well, what Leviathan, what do you not want to play against the most, rather than banning out and throwing a stick in the spoke of Unknown's draft. So
Final ban Broodmother. What do you think of that?
It's another one of those Jenkins heroes. I mean, these last couple of bans have been directed at Jenkins, I feel like. You don't want to let this guy run with a lane that he's good at. And, of course, we probably know that he's going to be on the Night Stalker. I mean, that almost goes without saying. They could run Night Stalker as a mid. I'm not sure how an Ember IO combination works, but to be honest, the Brood would give so much to Team Leviathan sort of split push, because they've got the greed in the late game covered. Now they got to kind of work towards the mid game push here, because they don't have really great pushers. So that's exactly where I think they're going to go with this last pick. Maybe grab a carry that goes well with the IO that's incredibly good at pushing. I mean, CK comes to mind. He could be incredible against a hero like Huskar. In fact, he dominates Huskar. So my vote's actually for the CK pick. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I really love CK, and the other people I love seeing IO with, the Tiny and the Huskar, they are denied from Team Leviathan right now, so I think a CK would be a great choice just because he has that stun against the Huskar, which is fantastic because it stops him from, life-breaking everyone, and then, I mean, I think he's just really, really great in terms of getting those illusions out. He farms very quickly. He can go in for a relocate with the IO, get some kills, and just go back to farming, and I think that's the hero they need.
Yeah, and I will help any sort of farming mechanism or I will provide the farming mechanism he needs. I don't know if they pick it. I'm not comfortable saying that they'll pick it 100%, but I do think there is a good chance they could work out with the lineup. I'm just trying to think of other heroes that might go well with the IO, and all I can think about is maybe if they want to go incredibly greedy, they could go for something off the box like a Bristleback or a Necro, but it will be that CK pick that Team Leviathan close out with. And I gotta say, that this is one of the better heroes against the Huskar, if not the best. The minus armor from the crit, the full damage from all of the illusions. What's Huskar's biggest weakness? Not being able to armlet toggle or do all that jazz. So I think Unknown are going to have to run this Huskar as a guy that doesn't ride along the low edge of his HP pool. He has to have near full HP before the start of each fight, or else he gets blown to bits. And Unknown, I like this pickup a bit. Clockwork will help them as well as Team Leviathan, but it's going to still be a little bit of trouble to play around the CKIO pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly don't know how Clockwork is going to do in lane. I'm not sure I like that as the last pick offlaner. I think it'll be great for initiating those fights, especially against slippery heroes like the Ember Spirit and the Night Stalker, and in some instances the Chaos Knight with the relocate. But I don't think he's going to get what he needs to in order to have a nice mid game.
We'll have to see if they do get that as overall in the drafts. I mean, we can make our predictions for this game. We can make our predictions. Why don't we make the predictions for this series? Best of 5, what do you think coming out after seeing this first draft?
After this first draft, I honestly think that Leviathan are going to take this game 1, but then I think Unknown are just going to trample. So I think it's going to end up being 3-1 Unknown.
3-1 Unknown. I'm a Leviathan fanboy, so I don't know if you can actually trust my judgment here, as we are now going in to game number 1 of Leviathan against Unknown. Of course, this is a best of 5 series, so obviously the first game is sort of good to win, but the impact it has in the overall score of the series, probably not as great. So both teams can be free to try different things, and it seems like Unknown did do just that. So speaking of Unknown, we can go ahead and introduce the teams, and I've got my statsman helping me out with some of these names. I think it's going to be Aton on the Huskar, known for those open brackets. Hoshimiki, or what I believe is going to be, Excel? He's going to be on the Dazzle with a Z-Talk on the Venomancer. Now, going back, it's nice and green. I don't know what his name is. Kotaro, maybe? Kotaro playing the Doom. And then Greedy on the Clockwork.
All right,
I'm going to need some help out with that one.
Yeah, well, on the side of Leviathan, we have it a little bit easier here as we're tagged up as the right thing. So Jenkins is going to be on that Night Stalker. Down here in the bottom jungle, we're going to see Flying Zebra on his favorite Winter Wyvern, Shibi on that Carry Chaos Knight, Nushim on the Io, and finally we're going to have Qilong Qua on the Ember Spirit.
Alright, so I'm pretty confident with who these are. Doom, Kotaro, that makes a lot of sense here. So it looks like we're coming up. The bounty runes will get split 50-50 as is normal, though not a lot of commitment made either way. Deetok, pretty aggressive stance from this Venomancer, and it seems like the Courier is not going to even get close to the lane as it brings the bottle to Nusham. I think that's what Deetok's waiting for. He wanted to watch out for that Courier, but as soon as we see the IO get revealed, as soon as they see that bottle, then they'll know that they've missed their opportunity. And yep, just like that, Deetok will now make his way back towards the river and out of the aggressive stance.
Yeah, in this bottom lane, we are going to see the Clockwork take some heavy harass as the Arctic Bird comes out. Clockwork cogses himself just to keep himself from taking as much damage as he would normally. So, like I said, this Clockwork's going to have a really tough time. Winter Wyvern's a super aggressive lane babysitter.
Yeah, and Greedy, I mean, Clockwork is a great hero to have, but melee against a Ember Spirit is never fun, and you can already see the damage that comes out. He got him with the Searing Chains, and then afterwards, just so much damage, already down to half HP. Francis should have a fairly simple time in this lane dealing with Greedy, but for right now, I think it's going to stay within experience range for Greedy. I don't think he's going to get forced out of it anytime soon. The wave is all the way back under his tier 1 tower, so it'll be just fine. But Jenkins going up against Zetok and Kotaru. And it seems like he is getting harassed by this Venomancer. A lot of harass that can come from him just from that damage over time. But Jenkins is dealing with it like a pro. and holding close to the wave without or minimizing the impact that can be made.
Yeah, but Jenkins is going to do fine here. He has that void if things get hairy. He can just always void, walk himself back to the tower. He'll be okay. He has 2 tangos left, so not ideal regeneration, but I don't think he'll be in any extreme kills anytime soon.
Right. I do not think they'll actually be able to bring him down unless they were to get a ton of slows off onto him, which isn't quite possible. But Jenkins, he goes in for the bounty room, but doesn't actually pick it up and turns around almost immediately as the threat of a Venomous Gale becoming too much. But a double damage from Greedy as Flying Zebra. He can't run away from this one. The cog's in. Though there is going to be a Cold Embrace. It buys some time, which means Francis is going to make his move. Goes in now. Doesn't have enough mana for the Searing Change, but does have the Flame Guard, which is dealing a sizable amount of damage, but back off and the south. Meanwhile, we've got Ztok playing this very aggressively, but has successfully juked out U.xiu and Chibi. Meaning he is well enough away, and nothing more will come out of this, but awful lot of aggression so far. Not many kills coming out of it, though.
Yeah, not many kills, and there's not a huge focus on farming right now. No one has perfect ES. Doom's leading the last hits with 14, but it's not super, super impressive right now. I wish that the teams would spend a little more time farming, because, I mean, the CK needs farm, Ember Spirit needs farm, Huskar does really well with farm as well, so maybe just calm down the aggression a little bit, because I don't think there's kill potential. But speaking of that, Chibi might run into Ztok here. Does have a Reality Rift, brings him in, slows him down with the Tether Stun. Ztok throwing out that Venomous Gale, and looks like the stun will connect, and Chaos Knight secures first blood.
Yeah, that's the 1 second Chaos Bolt, even though he's only level 1, so it's a toss-up between 1 and 2 seconds. Having the maximum damage from that stun is just incredible to have. So you can see the nuke was real, and they were able to get the kill off the back of it. So very nice one to get as they punish that incredibly aggressive maneuver coming out from Ztok. But speaking of punish, you can see Greedy is starting to take more damage as Ztok comes down to the bottom lane to protect Clockwork. Francis, fairly solo, Flying Zebra now TPing back in, and in a sort of similar suit. As we've got now a dual lane up against a dual lane. Still favor Francis in this matchup. I think the Ember Spirit does have plenty of tools in his arsenal to deal with Greedy and the Clockwork, but for right now, with Ztok, it kind of throws the equilibrium of this lane off quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to see Doom pick up a really well-timed Midas. That is a 4-minute Midas on Doom.
Oh, damn.
That's like really, really, really good. That guy has had some fantastic times in this top lane, and Nightstalker hasn't been really doing much to deny him CS. He's been poking him a little bit, but if Doom doesn't get checked real soon, I think that's going to get out of control.
Well, pre-Night Nightstalker is very difficult to get that lane dominance with. Now it's nighttime, it's going to be a bit more. Yep, and bottom lane, the Flame Guard and the Searing Chains, they get the kill. They're not going to be able to go more further onto Greedy, but still having Ztok down. This is a double death Venomancer, and the more you kill him, the less of a chance he's going to be able to go Greedy and pick up the Aghanim Scepter. Speaking of Greedy, Jenkins up onto Kataru. Just a couple more right clicks, that's going to be it. And that's what we were talking about. Post-nighttime, Nightstalker is so damn good. He's looking for the Void, doesn't have enough mana for it, though. Only needs the Scorched Earth to back himself away, and I think he got a clutch boot pickup or something there, but either way, he's able to survive it, but Jenkins, he doesn't want to let this one get away. Not going to let it slip through his fingers. He's chasing him down. Not going to get blocked by the creeps. He has a Void, but I don't think Kataru is going to be able to juke him out. Gets the Void off, and with that slow, just needs 2 or 3 more right clicks. They even rotate Io into this one just to get some extra movement speed, and the Balls of Fury will slap Kataru down. Now, speaking of slapping Hoshimiki, he's going to have to pop into the Shallow Grave. Now, Aton is there, getting a little bit of damage off onto U.xiu, who has to back away. You cannot be aggressive on this Io, but it looks like maybe they go for more. They went around the bend, looking for a retreating
Oh, hold that thought. Bottom lane. It looks like Greedy's in some trouble here. Has to cock himself in, but now he has to run the wrong way through the secret shop. Ztok is here, throwing out what damage he can. Greedy's bottling himself up and will live.
And it's Excel, not Hoshimiki. I'm gonna screw that up so often. I really wish these guys would use their actual nicknames.
Yeah.
Regardless of the case, we're now 6 minutes in, and Unknown have yet to put themselves on the board. They got close a couple of times, but it doesn't seem like it's working out too well for them as Greedy, taking a bit of damage from that Splinter Shot. Francis is not going to be able to follow up on it, so going right back to a sort of passive equilibrium here, as Leviathan, content to farm up. The pressure has been exerted. Let's see if they can keep it going, though, as up on the top lane, Kataru is back to the grindstone, farming it away.
Yeah, this is a very, very nice Doom. He's got his Stout Shield and his boots and that Midas, and he already has almost 700 gold in the bank at 6 minutes. This is got to be one of the fastest farming Dooms.
Yeah, it very well is a fastest farming Doom. This is incredible for him to have. The only problem is, with that death came a huge hit to the growth in his net worth. So while he still is at the top, if he had not died there, if he had been able to free farm up, maybe had a support rotate in to help him out, he could easily be 500 or 600 more net worth than he is right now, but he will be locked to where he's at. Still, he can farm very quickly with that Midas, so we'll have to keep an eye onto his growth from here on out. But Francis has been doing pretty well in his own respect. Now has 800 gold, or just about, in his bank account, and could be looking for something like a boot to travel out very soon, as a bottle already completed.
Yeah, he's doing really well. In this mid lane, Chaos Knight, he's coming out just a little bit, or sorry, less, he's under the Huskar right now, but just by a little bit in terms of net worth. Still has that Mango sitting in his inventory, and the Stout Shield does have completed treads, opting for the Bracer, so most likely the Drums build that gives him some really nice mana sustain.
Bottom lane, Greedy is going to get brought down by Francis. That's a very deep position for him to be in. I'm not quite sure what he was doing all the way back there, but that's what happens when you go up against an Ember Spirit. If you get caught by those Searing Chains, it is almost guaranteed that you're dead. As we take a look up into the top lane, it's going to be Kataru. Jenkins is going to chase him down. Now, they do have the Scorched Earth, and just like that, nighttime will end. Kataru, realizing the power vacuum that has just been created, turns around, but is not going to be able to catch him. Meanwhile, Z-Talk picking up a double damage rune. It seemed like Shibby wanted to put some aggression on and bring him down, but it won't happen. It's 4 now in the mid lane. Francis, he goes top and will bring down Kataru. Now back towards the mid. Shibby's going to go after Greedy. They come up with the life break. It looks like Shibby could be dead, but New.xiu is doing a fantastic job at healing him off. Shibby, he's brought all 3 up into the party, but it looks like that will be the death of him, as now New.xiu is trying to retreat, and it looks like he should. Z-Talk, even though he's got the double damage room, won't be able to do all that much. There is a void out on to, I'll just call him Hoshimiki. Dear God, I'm not going to be able to remember his name, but it will not mean all that much.
Yeah, we are going to see just some nice farm coming out from Unknown now, as it is going to be Jenkins left to defend this mid tower, and I don't know if this guy's big enough yet. It's daytime. Sorry, it is nighttime, but he's just not... He has a bottle and Orb of Venom, so he just needs a little bit more before he's able to be really conclusive. We are going to see Chaos Knight just go in for some harass onto... blank again?
Aton.
Aton, okay.
Yep. Now, Aton has his armlet up and ready to go, so harassing him is going to be very difficult. He's got plenty of armor and plenty of base health regeneration to deal with it, and once he does get the inner vitality up as well, it becomes impossible to really deal enough damage to him, and it relies on them being able to get a lot more farm than they are getting right now into Shibby. That death hurting him so much, but his lack of items are being the real kicker here. Now, Z-Talk, oh, can they get him with the Searing Chains? Wait. They got him, though.
Did they?
That definitely latched onto him. Oh, man.
I don't know. I think Nightstalk was going in with the Void and Searing Chains were being cast, but that Venomancer just cast that TP at the right time. Great game sense from that guy, and great vision knowing that he was not in any
Ember
sort of
Spirit
safe place.
hit Venomancer with Searing Chains. He got him, but after the... Okay, so the funny thing about TP is it splits up into a channel time and a cast time. So if you hit him during the cast time, he's still there. You can still hit him with stuns and everything, but he will not stay. He will get teleported where he was going. So they barely caught him in that window where they got him, but it was during the cast time, not the channel.
So that is, I mean, today I learned something, but that's pretty unfortunate for Ember Spirit. That would have been a really nice kill for him to have, but Venomancer gets back to the base, picks himself up a nicely charged magic wand, and what's he going to go for first? Is he going to go straight Ags, or what's his deal?
I don't know. I'm kind of fixated on chat. Straight Ags, that's always greedy. Usually you never want to just go straight into the Aghanim Scepter, but it could be viable. I don't know. Honestly, I'd like a couple more items before they end up dropping into it, but to each his own. I don't think Straight Axe actually has a really great win rate. I'm pretty sure across the board, mind you, because there are plenty of heroes on this map that will go for a Straight Axe if given the chance. It doesn't give you enough to be useful. It upgrades your ultimate, but right now your ultimates are all pretty weak, so I don't know. Maybe we see a detour before we hit that point.
Yeah, in terms of net worth, Doom's still leading the chart. He's doing really, really well for himself. Has that completed Midas. He does have a recipe for the drums now, so gonna help his mana pool out a nice amount and gonna give him that extra movement speed when he needs to run away from someone like a Night Stalker or an Ember Spirit chasing him down with phase boots. Or sorry, Boots of Travels. This guy went Boots of Travels. He has him pretty nice timed along with that bottle, so he's going to be doing pretty well in terms of getting himself all over the map to farm.
Yeah, that's the one problem, too, that you have to face when going up against an Ember Spirit, is the amount of... The ability for him to split push, rather, I guess is a better way to put it, is astronomically high when he's got that Boot to Travel, because obviously you drop the Remnant back where you want to be, maybe in the fountain, maybe in another lane, you TP to better pastures, and then once those pastures are out of grass, you just come straight on back, and I mean, maybe the grass is greener on the other side, but why have only one when you can have both? As Francis now, he's going to run straight into Greedy and Hoshimiki, but it doesn't seem like Francis could be in all that much trouble, though. He's going to sit up in man fight. He's got the Flame Guard. Now Shivy's in with this one. They get the Searing Chains off, and that is going to be the kill on Greedy, embodying his name right now. Leviathan taking 6 and against the 1 of Unknown. They are on the board, but very shallowly right now as Leviathan grabbing a... Okay, I guess not grabbing a decent lead, as in the Golden Experience graphs, they're still both underneath 500 in either direction.
Yeah, this is absolutely an even game right now, and I think the player to watch is Doom. If Doom can just keep farming, he's got free jungle right now. He hasn't been pressured aside from that, those ganks up into the top lane a couple times, but he just needs someone to pay more attention to him because he's leading the net worth chart, and mid-game, that's going to be ferocious. If this guy has all the items he needs and gets off a clutch Doom, then Leviathan just have to back off.
Yeah, on the flip side, another hero to watch out for is Shibby. If he can start accelerating his farm, which has been really difficult for him. I mean, he's looking for something like a drums out right now, but ideally, he would have had his drums 2 minutes ago. That's the problem he's facing right now. So you got to watch out for Shibby. If he's able to get his farm up, he can be a monster of an issue, because even if you've got a good Doom, who do you doom? There are 7 freaking Chaos Knights beating at your front door. You try to doom one of them, and it's just going to blow up on you, because he pulls you in before you get the Doom cast time off, and even if you do get the Doom off, say you get it on the right one, you're in the middle of 5 or 6 or 7 or God knows how many Chaos Knights that will kill you. They do one shot. It's in that territory where they do, so incredibly careful are they going to have to be, and I do think Leviathan, they've got a lot to go towards. They have a lot more room to grow, but it's going to be difficult getting the ability to grow, getting that fertilizer to not impede your growth, but grow it even more, as they're pretty slow right now.
Yeah, they're pretty slow, but never underestimate a good team fight. I think once there's a 5-on-5 team fight, we'll get a much better idea of how the momentum of this game is going to go, whether or not Leviathan can handle themselves in a 5-on-5 situation, or if that CK Wisp is really just going for the pick-off, if Ember Spirit's going to spend some nice time farming and just get to be monstrous at like 35 minutes. But he is going to go, picks up a Quelling Blade, so probably the Battle Fury build.
Yeah, this would make a lot of sense, although sometimes you do go for the casual Quelling Blade. I mean, sometimes you'll see the Midas, or not the Midas come out, the Manta style come out from the Ember Spirits, and that's usually when someone on the other team picks up something like an Orchid. Now, Doom does not work like every other Silence. You cannot purge it off with a Manta style. In fact, you can't even cast Manta style. So right now, I don't think he wants to go for those sort of intermediate items. He will be going, if not the Battle Fury, something else that will boost up his damage and just try to keep split pushing the way he's doing. He's going to see Blood in the Water, maybe tries to bring down Greedy as they get it with a relocate. Shivy's down as well, and just like that, we go from 0 to 100 really freaking quickly. Shivy looks like they will have to make their way back to the mid lane, but this is exactly what they want. You know, get down there, farm up a little bit, and then go right back in to fighting as, oh man, perfect read by Francis as Aton. He smokes up looking for a Roshan. The Remnant into the pit will make sure that he can't get it off freely. Though, with trials come maybe some opportunities as he goes towards the mid lane and got Inner Vitality going. But Shivy
I don't know
alone.
if he could bring down Shivy. That's such a big target, and there's a stun going to be on him. He has the Phantasm ready to go, and it looks like Shivy's just going to man up and take this. He's going to get pounced on by the Huskar. Looks like the weave from the Dazzle's going to be going, and now it looks like Shivy is dead. And Huskar gets the kill for that. The burn from the Spears was just too much for this little guy.
I honestly don't know why he casted his Phantasm before he threw out a stun. he really needed to get that stun off so that he could survive. And what happened was he casted Phantasm, but while he was casting it, Aton just got 1, 2, 3, or a couple right clicks on him, and he just straight up dies after it gets off. So maybe a little bit of panic or otherwise, but not quite the play for him. Fortunately, Greedy, he's going to hook in. This could end up blowing up in his face as in comes the Searing Chains. A triple remnant into the pit, in the middle of the cog, but doesn't going to come out as Xilanqua. He's going to have to back himself away in the middle of the Doom. Jenkins throws around the Void and gets the kill. Francis is still fighting. Jenkins with the Cold Embrace. He's going to survive this one. Francis, now they've got the Winter's Curse out on to Kataru, and he will drop. Shibi's in. Will get the kill onto Hoshimiki, and Zetok is here alone. They get the Searing Chains combo off, and Shibi's just going to right-click him down, and with a Splinter Shot, Zetok, he is trapped with nowhere to go. A double kill for Shibi, so he traps him in. Maybe it makes him take a little bit of extra damage from the tower, but what a fight from Leviathan. And Unknown, they walk in one by one and pay dearly for it.
Yeah, that was a 4-for-0 sweep. Leviathan are now going to get a tower off of that as well. So Unknown, they need to clean up their playing. They need to figure out who their target is, who they're going to rotate, pick which resource they invest, because that just seems like a fight where Unknown really underestimated Leviathan. Leviathan rotated in, they played it smart. I mean, Xilanqua kept playing through a Doom and knew exactly how much damage he could take, and I think Leviathan are starting to get on that roll we talked about. If Chaos Knight gets any bigger, he's going to explode.
Yeah, I love this item pickup, though, coming out from Aton. He picks himself up a very early Talisman of Evasion. So now it gets a little bit more tough for Shibi, as he's not going to be able to hit Aton all that often. There is that miss chance that he's going to have to worry about. Now, when you've got 4 or 5 Chaos Knights hitting, the miss chance is a lot less extreme. But still, that could mean the difference between life or death. If you can survive just a little bit longer, then you might be able to get that extra armlet toggle off, or the TP might come through. I don't know. Regardless, though, it looks like Aton's going to go after that Roche underneath the vision of Leviathan, which makes me feel like this could be a bait attempt. But I don't know exactly how well they're going to be able to bait this one off. Another remnant comes into the pit just as one will go down. And Aton's still fighting. Leviathan, they turn, they go in towards the pit. There are only 4 ready to fight.
Huskar getting very, very low here. He has to watch himself, casting the Inner Vitality, using the armlet toggle to his advantage, but he just, if he gets pounced on, one Sleight of Fist is going to totally take care of him. That Ember Spirit seems like he's just letting it happen. Now we are going to see a rotation in from Shibi, Io, and the Winter Wyvern, but no, Huskar finishes it off, grabs the Aegis, but might end up going down here. Ember Spirit popping back.
Looks like he's fine. In fact, he light breaks up onto the high ground. Flying Zebra in the Cold Embrace. Aton is now trapped. But oh wait, no, when the Arctic Burn comes down, it brills up all the trees around him. Aton, with that Aegis, means Leviathan does not want to fight into this. They'll back off, although there is a relocate that brought someone out. That's going to mean he comes back, gets pushed back by the cogs, which buys plenty of time. Though he's a quick little bugger, there's only so far you can move before you just get brought down to the burn.
Yeah, I mean, you sacrificed the IO there, and it was not an ideal fight, but I think Leviathan, they played that smart once they realized they were in a poor position. Ember Spirit got out alive, and Chaos Knight got out alive, which were the key heroes there. Yeah,
but when you take a look at who got out alive, you also got to consider the fact that Unknown bring down 3 in a fight that, you know, by and large, Leviathan should have been able to take very comfortably, by the fact that Aton was very low at the start of that one, but they go in instead to try to snipe the Aegis, and not only were they not able to snipe the Aegis, they didn't even get the Roshan kill. They got nothing out of that one, so it just does not work out at all for them, and of course they got to go a little bit back to the drawing board. Shibi looks like he's going for the Sanj and Yasha right now, but it's gonna be a rough couple of minutes now when they have to fight up against that Aegis, as well as the fact that Doom, Kataru is rapidly hitting his stride. He picks himself up a Yasha, though. He's going kind of aura build, kind of mid-game item build, so we're not going to see anything like an Aghanim Scepter come out anytime soon. In fact, we may not even see it at all, as sometimes in this build, the Kataru would go for something like a Mechanism.
Yeah, I mean, I think he really has everything open for him. He's still top of the net worth chart, so he's not locked into anything right now. He's doing really well. His KDA isn't ideal, 0-3 and 2, but he hasn't really hit his peak yet and hasn't really hit his usefulness, which is go in, doom someone, finish him off, and get out.
Yeah, it speaks volumes that even with a low KDA, you're top of the net worth by a very large margin. In fact, he's ahead of his own team by quite a bit. That's the rationale that you kind of go for with someone who will build a lot of auras, is the fact that, yeah, we can get a lot of things on you very quickly, and we become stronger as a team rather than put all this net worth on you and expect you to do everything. So that's why he seems to be going for this sort of style build where he buys the drums, the Vlads, maybe even, again, the mechanism comes out, and by him doing this, that net worth that he's pulling out of this map is being shared between all the teammates, and it's not really becoming a situation where one guy is super strong and everyone else is a little bit lackluster.
We're going to see Qilanquan just have fun in this top lane, but may end up getting doomed here and won't be able to hop back to his Remnant. So it looks like that might be the case, but no, really quick reaction from Qilanquan, dodging any aggression from the Doom.
And this means since Doom is up in the top lane, Leviathan are free to push down to tier 1 mid. Of course, it looks like a Phantasm was spent for this one, 120 seconds on cooldown. I don't think they're too upset about that. A free tower, 120 seconds, that's kind of like where, what is it, Exorcism is at? Where it's a long cooldown, but if you use it to get a tower, it's pretty much worth it, since the general trend of this match is not a whole lot of fighting's going on, rather everyone's pushing and farming and doing Leviathan and unknown things.
Yeah, exactly, and Huskar's letting himself get very, very low, and like you said, he can get punished for that so easily. He needs to keep himself up a little bit more. He's using that arm toggle fantastically, but he needs to keep himself a little bit healthier. He's going to run the risk of just immediately getting bursted down by the Chaos Knight and Ember Spirit.
I think he's a little bit more comfortable with that Aegis of Immortality under his belt, so that even if he does get bursted down like that, he comes back. But you're spot on there, where if you lose that Aegis without putting much of a fight with it, then it becomes just about the same as not having an Aegis at all. So he's going to have to be very careful, as you said, worrying about his total HP pool and letting, for the most part, his team initiate, and he just kind of sits back and throws Burning Spears at everyone. No one really focuses him down. So Leviathan, I don't think they just let him do what he does best. I do really think that Shibby, Francis, they'll all go after him and prioritize him. But then you run the risk of letting everyone else run you over. So it could be a big issue for them, but it seems like they'll get another tier 1 tower under their belt, some extra gold going their way, and we'll commence this push down on the bottom lane. Keep this push going. Actually, no, they back off. Well, looks like Unknown. They want to trade a tier 1. They head in towards the mid.
Looks like Flying Zebra might be in some trouble here, walking all the way back, just so scared of this Huskar.
Relocate up to the top lane. It's going to be Greedy getting slapped down by a bludgeon.
This Clockwork is 1-5-2, has just had a really, really rough time and hasn't recovered from that difficult laning phase, but now it looks like Unknown, they're going to go ahead and pressure this tier 2. They're not feeling scared at all, as Ember Spirit's up in the top lane, up there with Jenkins as well, so are they going to just get this free tier 2 for nothing?
Not a free tier 2. They lost the Clockwork in the top lane, and Shibby, he got a high roll on his Phantasm. He's now has got 3 illusions pushing with him on the bottom tier 2, and the top tier 2 is being brought down as well. That was not at all a good trade for Unknown. They lose so much off that one, and maybe even more. Leviathan, they're still pushing up into the top lane. There's going to be a TP back from Z-Talk. They're going for the Sleight of Fist, but it's not going to really work out. Who's got TPs on Unknown? Wait a second. Okay, no, they do have one on Greedy. They have one on Hoshimiki, so not going to be all that great of a push from Leviathan, but as we said, 2 tier 2s for 1 tier 2, and the Clockwork also went down. Very nice maneuver from Leviathan.
I mean, me as well, but also Unknown, they underestimated how quickly Leviathan can push, and that was pretty unfortunate. Chaos Knight, those Phantasms can do some work.
Yeah, 100% damage on his illusions. Like, I know they deal less damage to towers, but it's so obscene the amount that he can do. And even though it's down for a little bit of time, only 70 seconds, and this should give him plenty of time to get to that coveted level 12, one of the hardest level ups in the game. And once that's underneath his belt, things become a lot easier for him as he gets closer and closer to level 16 ultimate. As Sanjin Yasha, though, making his own hero plus giving stats to the illusions, it gets so scary. If you get pulled in the middle of all that, we talked about one-hit territory being approached. Well, there it is. That's the one-hit territory right there.
Take a look at the net worth chart. It's just all over the place right now, and it is slightly in Unknown's favor, but just about 500, and that means almost nothing at this point in the game.
Oh yeah, we'd say it's an Unknown's favor because, well, looky here, we've got Katara on a Doom with a Hand of Midas, and actually it looks like we could be in a bit of trouble for Francis. He TP's out. Can they get the hook off? No, they were not able to spot him out fast enough, so amazing maneuver from him. Meanwhile, Jenkins in the bottom lane with an invisibility rune could be looking for someone who's solo pushing out, but Seems like Leviathan are just going to lose a tier 1 tower right now, and there's not much you can do to just split push this one out. Maybe, oh wait, no, Phantasm. It's back off in about 10 seconds. Perhaps they just go in for another tier 2 trade, but we've got a TP in from Ztog. He's not good enough alone to deal with the Chaos Knight. So this tier 2 is healthy enough, and actually no, they're going to go for a tier 3. They're just going to force Unknown to split up and take an awkward fight. There's going to be a TP back. It comes in from Greedy, but he doesn't go in this one alone. The tier 2 bottom, top has fallen. Now the hook shot out, but it's only going to connect on to U.xiu, and you let this guy go down. Oh, wait, no. He's going to get the blink out. Can he TP? No! Oh, it's so damn close. Meanwhile, the illusions will be enough to bring down that tier 3 in the top lane. So it's IO and a tier 3 for a tier 2.
I think that's pretty good. One thing I've noticed is that Flying Zebra, usually playing more of the babysitter role on Winter Wyvern, has really not been with the team the majority of the time. And I think Winter Wyvern's doing a fantastic job using that Arctic Burn very aggressively, trying to hold off the push while her teammates do everything else.
Yeah, this is very interesting, but to be honest, you want to be where the enemy is when you're playing this Winter Wyvern, because if you've got the chance to start a fight with the Winter's Curse, or even turn an initiation, or slow them down even, like if they're all TPing out, and you see that, hey, the Doom, their biggest target, or Aton, their biggest target, is TPing back, then you go in for the Winter's Curse, you can potentially stop all of their TPs with one Winter's Curse. And that would create a scenario where Leviathan would have free reign to bring down a couple sets of racks, and Leviathan would have TPs to get back if things get hairy. So it becomes a situation where Winter Wyvern's got to stay where the TPs are at so that he can pull off the $6 million dream coil, or whatever you want to call it, whether or not you thought it was. But that same scenario can happen with a Winter Wyvern, and that's what you watch out for, things like that.
Yeah, take a look at the Doom. This guy is so filthy farmed, having that Midas, BKB, drums, SNY, Vlad's. He's so big, but what can he do with it?
Well, he itemized great. We talked about these auras that he could pick up for his team. The phase boots will allow him to not get kited, and now he's got stunned. So even if he does die, he's got multiple sources. But oh man, Leviathan, they're pulling an alliance. They go in for a very aggressive relocate, and wait, if he life breaks, it might be able to pull him back. Okay, no, I don't think he's gonna go for that. They go after the ranged barracks, though, so that is not going to regenerate. Meanwhile, the tier 3 taking permanent damage. It looks like Francis could be in a bit of trouble, but what's this? Kataru is going in with a double damage and very fast, very strong. And Jenkins with a void. Shibi comes back. They want to bring down this Doom, but he tries to go for the Doom. Can't get it off. Now Shibi, he is finally Doom, but he's got a couple of illusions ready to fight, ready to do some damage. Jenkins caught in the cogs, getting pushed back now. The mini stuns flying through from the battery assault, but it's not going to mean all that much, as it seems like Shibi, even with that Doom, he should be alive. Not Flying Zebra, flying away. They're trying to life break him, but he's got that Glimmer Cape. Goes to the TP, but immediately gets canceled by the hook. Now he gets the Winter's Curse off, and this means Ztok is probably dead. Oh wait, no, they shallow grave him. He will survive.
That was a clutch shallow grave, but that Winter Wyvern did everything she could in that situation. It was just one dead dragon, but it again minimized losses for a very, very aggressive play by Leviathan. They're not getting punished as much as I think Unknown should be.
Right, and that was a full Doom. Another Doom usage, mind you, out on to Leviathan that didn't net an actual kill on the target, but I feel like this Doom is not being used to get a kill, rather it's being used to force back their strongest target. You saw that Shibi. He had the high roll on the illusions, 3 illusions ready to go, but he couldn't pull anyone. And therefore, you know, you can't take anyone down. He did go for the Heaven's Halberd, which will stop Aton from completely running away with a fight. As, what's this? Leviathan, they go in for the relocate in the bottom racks. Francis is up on the top tier 3 tower. This is a rat, if I've ever seen one. U.xiu, I don't think they kill him. And it looks like Shibi, he won't actually be able to bring down the racks, so they get a fair amount of damage. They also get the tier 3 on the top lane.
This is just filthy rats everywhere. And we are going to see Huskar go ahead, pick himself up another Aegis, which is fantastic. But yeah, he has a Satanic, and he has his own Halberd, actually, and an Armlet, but he's only one person.
Francis, he could be in a bit of trouble. He will get the Searing Chains off and has a TP if he wants to use it. I don't think they've got enough mana on Greedy to go for the hook, but he's getting far enough back that he's not taking any chances. Actually, I don't think he's even backing right now. He probably can drop a Remnant and Boots of Travel back to base to get himself back up to full, but looks like Unknown, they're all grouping around their own base. Jenkins still pushing up the bottom lane. I mean, this is a general trend of this game. You've got Jenkins in the bottom slow pushing. You've got Francis in the top slow pushing, and then when things get a little in the red for Unknown, boom. Leviathan go right for the jugular. And that's the kind of style of play that they have a great draft for it. They don't have the Nature's Prophet or the other heroes that can be anywhere they want, but the Ember Spirit's good enough for them. The Io's good enough for them. And of course, you've got the TP canceling potential of Flying Zebra. It becomes this scenario where Unknown, they can't fight 5-on-5 because Leviathan are not going to be at... Okay, well, I say that. Now they are going to be as 5. They go in for the relocate out onto Kataru, who turns around, gets the Doom immediately into Shivy. That will stop him from continuing this fight, as it looks like Leviathan back off. But that's a Doom now on cooldown. Do they have a hook? Anything to get themselves closer for the engagement? No, they do not. But the big thing here is bottom lane is pushed out. And it doesn't seem like backdoor protection will get popped on the top either. So I don't think Leviathan can make too much with what just happened. But Doom now going to be on cooldown for a sizable amount of time. And this means that Shibby can look for those, or they can look for those relocate ganks at 40 seconds time and not really have to worry about the counter initiation potential.
Well, bottom lane, we are going to see a really nice 4-step from the Clockwork out of the Roche Pit, but immediately punished by Chilon Quad with the Searing Chains. This guy is everywhere all at once and goes into Hoshimiki, is going to do some nice damage, maybe forcing him to pop the Shallow Grave, and they might be able to punish this Dazzle. Dazzle, no TP, just a Buckler to help him out here, but he's going to be dead from one more Sleight of Fist, and that is a 4-0-6 Ember Spirit.
This is an MKB Ember Spirit. They wouldn't have gotten that kill if he doesn't have an MKB. I mean, he just goes raw damage right now, and that means the Heaven's Halberd, too, is pretty much inert coming out from Aton. So it looks like, oh, wait, no, they're going to go after Kataru. I'm not sure they can find this kill, but they're going to try for it anyway. Crippling Fear comes out. He does not have Doom for 30 seconds, and a relocate game comes in. Shivy, they're looking for this kill. The BKB will get popped. Now Z-Tox in. He drops down with the Venom, Poison Nova, but Shivy's still fighting, getting healed by U.xiu, and it looks like Greedy could be dead, but no, they relocate back. Shivy, is he dead? It looks like he could be. He is. Nu.xiu doesn't get the kill, and it doesn't get the deny either, but they bring Shivy down. Venomous or Poison Nova becoming way too big of a problem for them to deal with, and that relocate gank turning right on its head. The issue? Francis is back up to the top lane and pushing, so even if Unknown wanted to straight up push a Rax or force a buyback, they can't, because they've got to be ready to TP back to the top lane if things go sour.
Yeah, this is just constant pressure all the time from Leviathan. Unknown don't have room to breathe. If they take a nice team fight like we just saw, if they get a nice pickoff, they always have to be back defending their racks. It looks like Greedy has to go back and just defend against the Ember Spirit constantly. There's nothing that Unknown can do just to sit back, relax, farm. They always have to be thinking about where's Leviathan, where are they going to push right now.
Yeah, and now Francis just goes up to the high ground. He's just going to get straight up damage on the ranged barracks. I mean, what do they even do about this? He's got a Remnant back if things get sour, and they don't actually have a Doom anywhere close to him, but they're going to be able to play it safe, although the Siege Creep, it needs to hit 3 more times.
1.
Oh, no. 1, 2. Okay, no, it needs to hit 4 more times, sorry. But
oh, no. Yeah. 5 HP on that Rax, but maybe another Siege Creep will do it next couple of waves, but, Rax is dead either way. It's not going to regen, and I don't think there's anything that Unknown can do to really, really protect that. And I think once the first Rax cracks, it's going to be a really, really tough game for Unknown, because defending against Megas is not something they're ideal at. So
what Leviathan do? As soon as the Phantasm's up, oh wait, no, they're going to have Glyph when it's up. Damn it! If Phantasm was up right now, what they do is they relocate onto the bottom racks, they bring it down, and they send Phantasm Illusions up to the top racks to kill it.
Yeah, they could do that. Could they tank through the tower of the tier 4?
The illusions? Yeah, there's going to be like 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
They'll get there, and they'll get down the racks. The only issue is, when Phantasm's up, so too is the Glyph on the side of Unknown. In fact, Glyph just came back. Had about 10 seconds of uptime before the Phantasm was ready to go, so they can't quite go for that. But maybe they don't know it. I'm willing to bet that they are thinking about it right now. But
Ember Spirit Remnant into the Dazzle. Hoshimiki punishing him pretty heavily, but he has a Remnant left if he needs to get out of here. Sleight of Fist going in, great pop by the Dazzle, and now he's just going to get back to the river. Although Doom is moving in, he's fast and he's angry, has a Doom at his disposal, and now it looks like Huskar's going to try to pounce. This guy's using his Remnants incredibly, trying to TP back to base. Will he make it? And he will.
Yeah, all this engagement that did was it forces Unknown to go to try to bring down Francis. And in that time, they may have been able, again, to go after this set of racks, but not sure if they want to spend it just yet. Seems like they're just holding off on their timing. However, they're going to have to make it... Actually, no, backdoor protection is up, so it would be fairly difficult if they were to try to do it. But For the moment, seems that Leviathan are just going to try to split push this one out again. Go to the opposite lane that Unknown are pushing, and Unknown's push is pretty pitiful right now.
Well, they're going to try it.
What was that?
They're going to try it. They're here sieging the tier 3 tower, and I mean, Doom, he doesn't hit that hard, but he's hitting constantly and quickly.
It looks like they're trying to cut the creep wave with their illusions, but there is still a creep to bring down backdoor protection in the bottom lane. In fact, backdoor protection is just about to fall. So they're just going to go straight up for it. Now remember, there is a glyph to be spent, and it looks like it will be done. No, they won't. They'll let their ranged racks go down. Send one illusion to bring down the top range racks. Just do it. I don't know, but it looks like maybe Shibby goes down here. They've got to relocate to save him, but everyone TPing back, and they do relocate out to save their Chaos Knight. But speaking of Chaos Knight, multiple illusions banging on the racks. Will they get it? It looks like they will. Racks have fallen. Now send one up to the top. Do it. Oh, okay. No, it won't happen.
I didn't quite take your advice there, but Emperor Spirit picks himself up a kill on the Doom down bottom, so that's just overall a super unsuccessful push attempt from Unknown. They lose their Doom, such a key player, and now it looks like Emperor Spirit may overtake him in net worth any second now.
Wait, they dropped Doom?
Yes, Doom died in the bottom lane because he was
no.
trying to slow siege this tower. Does end up getting the tower down, but no damage on the racks, and he goes down to the Emperor Spirit, which is really not ideal for Unknown.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, the bottom racks did fall. The top main ranged racks is within one hit, backdoor protection or not, from going down. So all you gotta do, hell, just relocate Iowa and take it down. I don't care.
Yeah, one little bloop from that big star will take it down. But we are going to see Jenkins just push up the lane. They want to be able to go in and they want to take more. They want just a nice push attempt, one hit on that racks, but they want to take the melee as well.
Yeah, I mean, melee racks is important, yes, but if you get the ranged racks down, it just means the equilibrium will constantly be in favor of Leviathan. I guess it's not an equilibrium at that point, but we'll look past that little statement. The main point being that when this wave is constantly pushing, it means backdoor protection at any given moment could be down. Or not, yeah, backdoor protection. And so glyphs are going to be very important for Unknown to have. As actually it looks like, okay, yep, there we go.
And that's all it took. And now he's just going to go and clear out the racks. It looks like Doom is up in 10 seconds if Katara wants to follow this. But no, Ember Spirit's playing this safe. Going back in, actually. He might be ready to take this fight. He has his little buddy Nate Stalker with him. This might be it.
Yep, and Jenkins is going to go after the mid-tier too, so that if this does become a base race, Leviathan can bring down all of the outer racks. And actually it looks like, oh, Leviathan, they're just going for it. They're going to bring down another set of melee racks, and this could erupt into a very bad situation, as Kataru, he doesn't have much. He's looking for the Doom onto Shibby, but they'll relocate him out, and the racks end up dropping. But just like that, oh wait, no, the racks are still standing, actually. As it looks like, Unknown, they're going to go for the counter here. Shea Francis goes in, finishes up the racks, but it looks like he might just go down. Does he have a remnant back? He does, but he can't go to it. Nusham trying to halt this push. Aton is large and in charge, though. He goes after the Io and will get the kill. No, Io still alive, finally getting brought down. Jenkins trying to halt this one as well. Francis is up to the top lane. He's going to be fighting with Greedy, who is getting very greedy for this kill. But it looks like Unknown, they're just trying. They're doing a very good job, actually, at completely and utterly ransacking Leviathan's base. This could be trouble. It looks like the two sets of racks should end up dropping. Francis trying to split push, but it looks like he won't be able to. He gets brought down. He will have buyback at the ready, though, and it looks like he's going to spend it, but two sets of racks are dead. And Leviathan split push getting countered by raw, obscene damage. They will pull back Kataru, but it looks like they're not able to find this kill just yet. He's too damn big. The third set of racks could be down, though. Aton, he's fighting. He's man-fighting Francis, but the hook comes in. Can he relocate or remnant himself out of there? It looks like he can. He goes in for the sleight of fist. Has to remnant back, but now the third set of racks are dead. And Leviathan, they're dealing with mega creeps. Can they fight this? If they can get a wipe here, they may be able to still win this one. But so far, Unknown are not giving them that opportunity. And comes Shibby. He pops the Phantasm, and it looks like he might try to bring down Kataru, but it's not enough damage. Not yet, at least. Kataru, 2 or 3 more hits, but they can't do it. They finally do it. He's got buyback, though. Aton as well has buyback, and they're going for the TP out from Hoshi. And it looks like he will not be able to complete it. He gets brought down without buyback. And it looks like, okay, this might just have to be an all-in attempt from Leviathan as they go up to the top lane. They relocate, they bring they bring Shibby up. But remember, there are buybacks on the 2 cores of Unknown. So this push, at best, would be a mega creep attempt. At worst, they get wiped again.
Yeah, this is just such a different game than we saw 30 seconds ago. Unknown came in, proved they're in charge, they can push, and they're ready to go. They just invested all their resources bottom, and Leviathan were not prepared for that. They lose their Ember Spirit, and that was so crucial, but here we're going to see a Reality Rift in onto the Clockwork. Blade Mail's doing what it can. Ultimate from the Venomancer is going to do a lot of damage here. Shibby might go down. Shibby goes down. That's a dieback.
No, it isn't.
No,
Shibby still has buyback.
Shibby still has buyback, but still, that's the Chaos Knight down for 50 seconds unless he wants to buy back on it. But now it looks like Chilanqua is going to run for his life here, not going to get punished from the Doom, but that's just an unsuccessful mount by Leviathan. They go in, they need to push, and they can't get it done.
They still have super creeps in the top and bottom lane, though, so this massive mega creep push is not going to be as bad as it could be. But the thing is, it still is going to be pushing in pretty heavily. I mean, we take a look, once these super creeps spawn, and just look at the disparity between the damage they both do. None of these mega creeps are going to... Okay, maybe one or two of the mega creeps will go down, but it's just not quite enough for you to say that you have a safe position in this game. And now, pushing down a lane is going to be abysmally hard. It is the mid lane that they've got to do, so it's a blessing in disguise, but... The big thing here is that they've got a full 5-man team ready to fight if things are to start. It looks like they might start here in the mid lane, as in comes a life break onto Jenkins, and they're going to Glimmer Cape him back up. He's not going to get that much damage done to him, Francis. Having the Slate of Fist out, he's remnanting back up to the high ground. No, his remnant not quite enough. He's going to have to take a little bit of extra time, and that is a major problem. As, oh man, Kataru, he goes down, but that's a Doom onto Shibby. They've got to keep him alive. They need to drop something on him to help him out. It looks like, oh, no, they'll just let him walk back to base. But that is a dieback from Kataru. And I cannot stress that enough. 90 seconds without a Doom. It looks like Aton is backing off. They know what's happening. If they lose any more here, they just lose the game.
Yeah, just take a look at the XP graph. It is pretty much dead even at 40 minutes in the game. This could go either way. Both teams are strong, both teams are pushing, and both teams, they need to just get buildings down. This is a game of buildings right now, and it's going to have to be a team wipe, and then someone just calls GG, because wow, Nightstalker going in, punishing Hoshimiki, and it looks like Chaos Knight's going to get the kill for that.
What? Why is this unpaused?
This shouldn't be unpaused.
Hoshimiki is disconnected. Zitak will get brought down, but...
That's not good.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Unknown said go.
Are they just 4v5ing this?
I don't know. I really don't, but...
We're just gonna roll with it, I guess.
Yeah,
well, it looks like there's gonna be the push game now. Leviathan clearing out their...
a tree. Can they take it, though? I mean, this is very possible for them. They've got 40 seconds to move down. It just feels so... Okay, he's buying and selling. He's buying and selling.
Okay. That was going to be very, very curious. Yep, our other casters pointing that out. But I think if Leviathan can go in and get this full lane of racks, they're going to have an easier time because there's very, very few heroes that can take care of the mega creeps on the side of Unknown.
And if they get that lane of racks, I mean, they've been taking fights. This is the big thing. If they get this lane of racks, everything is equal, aside from the team lineups themselves. But the unfortunate thing is, well, guess who's back in 10 seconds? So it doesn't seem like they can actually go for this, as now Shibby, he's going to turn tail and run, and they win a pretty decent fight. In fact, the best fight they could have won. They're still not able to bring anyone down.
Winter Wyvern left on her own in base, pretty much trying to take care of these mega creeps in the mid lane, and they are just so big. They could easily kill her. Jenkins getting half health just by a wave of creeps, but now we are going to see all of the members of Unknown up. Dazzle's being microed by I'm not quite sure who, but he's ready to go in, cast an ult, and Shallow Grave himself, and maybe try to live.
Yeah, I think it might just be Aton, because, well,
I think, yeah,
obviously he's following it. But I think he's looking to Shallow Grave Aton.
Yeah.
Like, or he's looking to Shallow Grave himself. You said it best. When I think of that, I think of literally Dazzle Shallow Graving himself, and then, yeah, no good thoughts come to mind. But this is a decent play coming out from Unknown. They're going to go after the Roshan because they know that there's no way for Leviathan to leave their base right now. So the Aegis will probably go the way of Aton. I don't know what he drops here. In fact, he's got a Basher. Maybe Greedy picks it up. I actually have no idea who's looking to pick it up because Kataru is nowhere close by to grab it. So it looks like they're going to give it to... Okay, they do give it to Greedy. There is a cheese in the ground. I think Zitak or Hoshimiki will pick that one up, and it will be Zitak.
Hoshimiki not really having a lot of use for it, as he is just being played by someone else. So
yep, he's got a Dagon too.
Okay, so...
Daskin.
Daskin. Well, we are going to see Chilanqua just go and try to clear out these creeps. They've managed to leave their base just a little bit, but Unknown are pushing in, and this could be the final stand.
If this isn't the final stand, then there are going to be lots more to come. Winning a fight here would be so hard because Unknown, they can just turn around if they feel the fight's going wrong, and Leviathan can't chase. As a hook comes in, but I'm pretty sure it's an Aghanim Scepter, so it doesn't really mean all that much. Back up in 7 seconds. Meanwhile, Francis is trying to split push this one out, but oh no, he gets doomed! He gets doomed!
Is it?
His bested ultimate.
Francis does not have buyback. Okay, Taru just bought a Shadow Blade. He literally just bought a Shadow Blade for that play.
Well, that play worked out because now Ember Spirit's dead, no buyback, and Unknown are in the base. This could just be it. They have to hit the tier 4s. The creeps are already there. And this is going to be GG right now. There's nothing that Leviathan can do without Ember Spirit. Chaos Knight's going to go in.
A-Ton, though. Can they get this kill? And comes the Winter's Curse, locks him out. They will bring him down. Oh, wait, he didn't have Aegis. That's right. But the Venomous Gale is down and out about. Actually, do Leviathan hold on to this? They've brought down Greedy once. They may be able to do it again. The Hoshi, Miki, and Z-Talk are in close by. They've got Kataru as well. So, with the high ground being defended, got the tier 4s, taking lots of damage. Shibi, he can't die here. Remember, this Chaos Knight will not have buyback. He cannot die. They've got the Glimmer Cape up, and they're healing him with Nusham. This is big. They've glimpsed him back to the fountain. But Kataru, he's fighting. The Ancient is taking so much damage. They've got a clip to spend, but it's a BKB on Kataru who turns and fights Jenkins. He brings him down. Shibi trying to fight, but there are so many Mega Creeps. How do you deal with all of these Mega Creeps? Greedy, getting Greedy to try to fight. He gets brought down, and Kataru gets brought, and they get him. They get him, and their Ancient survives, but for how much longer? They've got no creep clear. Oh, wait, no. In comes the Splinter Shot, dealing a big amount of damage. They can clear this. They survive. They hold on.
That was just unbelievable. I did not expect Leviathan to be able to handle that. They wipe 4. Venomancer, the lone survival, squiggling back to base, but there are no buildings left for Leviathan. They just need to hold on and defend their Ancient against these creeps, but it's going to get harder and harder. That Splinter Blast doing what Winter Wyvern can. Io picks up another gem because they lost it at some point in that fight, but how do Leviathan get back in? Are they just forced to turtle in their base and try to take another one of those fights, or is this their moment?
Yeah, they're forced. They can't move outside right now. At the moment, the buyback status, Kataru's got buyback, Z-Talk's got buyback, and Greedy has buyback. So, and I mean, they're going to have buyback pretty soon onto A-Ton as well, who's only 70 gold away from it. So buybacks will be coming out pretty much in waves for Unknown, and so it comes down to, well, now you've got to win 2 fights to end up being able to bring down a set of racks. And again, it's a real big blessing that they were able to get 2 sets of super creeps before that happened. But I can't stress enough how well Unknown have punished the rat maneuvers, though. Unknown looks like they might get punished themselves. Z-Talk is going for the blinker or the TP out, and they have to pop a Winter's Curse for this one, but it's pretty well worth it. 90 seconds on cooldown for that, which means they probably won't be able to take a fight. Getting a kill, maybe being able to force that buyback could be huge, though. That would be a stretch, as, what was that relocate, actually? I guess 3 feet.
I'm not quite sure, but it's what happened, and like we saw earlier in the stats, Leviathan have been against Mega Creeps for the last 10 minutes now, and this is going to be an absolute monumentous victory if they come back. Since 6.80, 14 teams have done it. That is a lot of pro matches, and not a lot of times you've been able to come back from Mega Creeps, and I think Leviathan have an opportunity. They can do this if they get another clean fight off.
I don't know. I think it takes 3 or 4 clean fights. I do not think they've got the possibility. Perhaps if they get 2 Daedalus completed on Chilanqua or Francis, and then get a Divine Rapier, then they have a shot, or even not even get the Divine Rapier, get a second Battle Fury instead of the Manta style. That might be where he needs to go here, because right now his push is not as strong, his damage is high, not quite where it needs to be.
There's gems all over the place here.
Yeah, and everyone wants to have a piece of that true sight.
Dazzle buying another gem. There's a gem on the Night Stalker. Io has a gem on himself, and there's a gem sitting on the stairs in the mid lane.
And Greedy getting... Oh, wait. No! They get him! He has buyback, though, so it looks like we won't be in trouble here, but... Maybe we are. It looks like it could be a death onto U.xiu. He's going to be able to get himself out of there. And, okay.
Huskar takes down Night Stalker in the top lane.
That is equally as big. This top lane has been the death of the Leviathan, honestly speaking. And it looks like Shibi's trying to take a fight, but it's going to be a buyback out from Francis. The fight's already started. Oh, the bash! The ranged bash from A-Ton! First hit! How does that even happen?
It happened, and now there's gems still on the floor. No one cares to pick up that gem. I don't think anyone's noticed, and now Io's going to come back into the lane, and that is just going to be a hot bubble. Bring Shibi with him! That's so dangerous! Shibi might go down from this. Is there anything they can do? They stun up the Huskar, but now there's a hook from the Clockwork. Shibi's getting very, very low. There's nothing they can do. Winter's Curse coming in, doing some beautiful damage. Huskar goes down, and now it looks like Clockwork on the run here with the Blade Mail. It looks like he will go down. Shilon Quad getting the kill for that, and Leviathan are holding again.
I'm just at a loss for words right now. Leviathan, they're not going to take this one sitting down. I mean, that much is very... Oh, Z-Talk! Z-Talk, why? 2 will be dead without buyback. I still don't think Leviathan can even get close to dreaming about bringing down that mid-Rax, but hey, any drop of water in the pool is something, grain of rice tipping the scale, I don't know. One of those sayings, pick and choose, I really don't care. The point being, Leviathan are one step closer on the marathon it's going to take to come back and win this game.
There's another gem on the floor in the top rack, so there's just gems all over the place. Are there 4 in the game right now?
I couldn't count if my life depended on it. Looks like Siege Creeps are doing a number to the Ancient, but they will get brought down. This Siege, though, from all these creeps... Oh, no! No!
That was it.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. What the hell are you thinking, Francis?
Well, he's dead, no buyback. That honestly could game, because Ember Spirit's been the one chucking out the damage with the Sleight of Fist, going in for the kills. It's all on Shibi's shoulders now, and if Shibi can't do this next fold, he has buyback, but honestly, that's just too much weight for a little Chaos
Not about
Knight.
what Shibi holding. It's about the fact that all Unknown have to do is throw everyone at the Ancient, and it'll die.
Yeah,
right now, Leviathan have to take a fight outside of their racks or outside of their base, and that point is already passed. They have to start something now, but the Necronomicons have gone in. They're trying to stun, but look at this! Unknown, they just throw bodies at it and let it go. Oh wait, Unknown are actually going to stop and detour for a little bit, and that buys a lot of time for Leviathan, though the Necronomicon units are still going after it. They'll try to bring down A-Ton. He takes a lot of damage, but the Shallow Grave is there. The Siege Unit, the Necronomicon is still fighting, though. A-Ton, he comes back with the cheese, what I would imagine it being, and even though there's a glyph, there is no way that Leviathan can come back from this one. GG, well played, and dear God, Francis, what the hell happened to you?
I think he just got too comfortable TPing to a lane, clearing the creeps and remnanting back, but he kept getting punished for it. Once Unknown figured out what he was doing, where he was going, they just put the Doom there and shut him down over and over again. So Ember Spirit, he just wasn't where he needed to be for the last couple moments of that fight, and I think that was what sealed the deal with Leviathan going down. But they've been fighting against Meg Creeps for like 20 minutes, and that was just a monumental hold from them. So Leviathan, they put up a good fight. Unknown take game 1, but we've still got at least 2 games left, so...